So this is the system I'm going to start talking about. It is from eCollar Technologies. It is the best system to use for your dog. That's why we promote it so much. What the sensation is that they receive, there's a couple sensations. One is a vibration of the collar, okay? The other sensation is a contraction of the muscle. The last sensation that they receive is a continual contraction of the muscle. It is humane. It does not hurt the dog. Does it get the dog's attention? Absolutely. But you want that. This is to be used as a communication tool. So now we're going to go through the parts. The system is waterproof. So if your dog likes to go in the water, you can let him go in the water. It gives no different sensation when you're giving him any kind of stimulation from the collar or vibration from the collar. It gives the same sensation as if he wasn't in the water. Also, when you do have your dog in the water, say it's in the ocean and you're on a boat, this will float if you drop it in the water or in a pool. If the collar's on the dog and the dog's swimming, this will float with the dog, but if the dog comes off the dog, it will sink to the bottom of the pool or the water. The system is waterproof, so water cannot get into the system. Now, these are little flaps, these are charging ports. If this left open, yes, water will get in here and water will corrode the charging port itself on both the remote and the collar. But as long as you close those up after you take it off the charger, you should have no problem, okay? Like I said, the system is warranted for 2 years. So any problems, give the company a call. They will help you out. Now we're going to go over charging the system. The system has a 48-hour charge when you charge it. But I would recommend you charge it every night like your cell phone. That way you don't forget. You do have indicator lights on the system to tell you when the system's losing its charge. This is the smiley face that gives you an indicator. It starts at flashing green and then it flashes yellow when the charge starts to deplete. It goes from green, yellow, orange, and then red. I recommend when it starts to flash orange, you throw it on a charge for 2 hours and it gives a quick charge. But if you charge it every night, you shouldn't have a problem. Now, how we charge the system, there's a plug, and you take this, it's a dual charge, so you undo the flap, the charging port flap, and you stick the plug in. Same thing with the remote. Open up the flap, plug this in, okay? You never have to turn the system off. When you charge the system, it automatically shuts off. So, what you'll see here is when it's charging, it'll be solid red on the smiley face. On the collar itself, this will be solid red, okay? So, after it's charged through the night, you're going to wake up and you're going to see before you put it on your dog, this will be green and this will be green. You unplug the system like so, close up the flaps, unplug this from the collar, close up the flap, and at this point, the system's off, so there's nothing here. There's no indicator lights that are lit up. When you turn the system on, you are going to see the indicator lights light up, okay? So we're going to start with the remote itself. When you pick up the remote, you're going to have a big button in the back. It has an L on it. It also says on off. When you see that when you press that button, you have to hold it for 3 seconds. When you hold it for 3 seconds, 4 things will appear on the front of your screen. First thing you're going to see at the very top is a 1D. That means one dog and only your dog, okay? You can program the system to work up to 4 dogs. But for you, maybe you'll have 2. But right now, we're just going to talk about 1 dog. So 1D flashing. If it doesn't say 1D, you need to let me know. M is on the screen and a C is on the screen. Those are muscle memory for you to remember. M means momentary, C means continuous. There's also a 0 or a number in the middle. It goes all the way from 0 to high. We never want it on high unless the dog is bolting somewhere. Then it doesn't matter what the number is. But right now, we're just going to say that's how you turn the number from 0 to high, is this toggle up here. This is your antenna. So you have the M&C on the front. Now the M&C, there's a button on the back that says M&C. That is to program the system to work up to 2, 3, 4 dogs. So the button back here makes no difference to you right now. M and C on the front of the screen makes a difference because that's how you're going to remember momentary and continuous. Momentary is your momentary contraction of the muscle. Okay, it gives one contraction of the muscle, which correlates to the black S. Okay, black S, momentary, that gives one contraction of the muscle. You can hold that black S button all day long. It's only going to give one contraction of the muscle. The C on the other side is continuous. That correlates with a red S on the side. Red S means stubborn or emergency button. Okay, that button, when you press it, you hold it up to 10 seconds and it gives a 10-second impulse on your dog's neck. Up to 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, it stops. You have to press it again. So 10 seconds. One contraction. This may give up to, 20 impulses out by the time you release it if you hold it up to 10 seconds. There's another button on the side. It's a T button. It vibrates the collar. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But vibrates the collar. You want to be able to vibrate the collar and make sure the system is working together when the collar is on the dog. So those are the 4 things on your screen. The 1D, the number in the middle that goes all the way to high, and M and C. Now, that's basically all you need to know about the buttons and the screen on your remote. Let's talk about the collar. When you get your collar, it's going to be kind of long and a pain, basically. When you get to where you know that it's snug on your dog's neck, you're going to be able to cut the excess, okay? So when it's on your dog, it needs to be snug. The dog needs to feel the contact points. If it's not snug enough, the dog's going to feel the stimulation from the collar and he's going to scratch at it because it's going to tickle his neck. So that has to make good contact with the neck. So when you put the dog's collar on, you want to have it so you can put 2 fingers underneath there. And I'm not saying 2 fingers as in loose. I mean snug 2 fingers. If you do it loose, it's not going to give the contact that you need. Okay? So it's going to be on your dog. This is his neck. Okay? This is his head. Contact points on the side of the neck. Never underneath the chin and never on top of the neck. On the side of the neck. Now after 2 to 3 hours of the collar being on the dog, the collar needs to be switched from side to side because we don't want pressure sores on one side of the neck. Just like a person in a hospital bed, they get pressure sores if they're not transferred from side to side. So after 2 to 3 hours, I want you to take the collar completely off. And switch it. It's on this side, and switch it just like that. Buckled, always on the top of the neck, never underneath the chin, because it's underneath the chin that's uncomfortable for the dog. So, collar's on the dog, buckles on the top. Switch it to the other side. Buckles on the top, contact points on the side. You never want to do this because that will hurt the dog because it's going to be snug. You won't be able to move it like that, okay? So when it's on, I would strongly suggest once it's on the dog and you have a place where it actually is giving him the right sensation from the collar, you want to mark it with a white out marker. Here where the button is and here where the button is. Okay, so both sides. So when you put it on, you can see this side of where you're supposed to plug it in and this side of where you're supposed to put that pin. And then obviously you're going to take it and slide it through here. Okay, now once you got it on and you got it where you think it's going to be, you can cut the collar, but I don't want you cutting it any shorter than this where the screws are. So you want to cut it maybe at here at the most. Now the reason being is your dog may grow. Even if your dog's not going to grow, if you cut that too short, you cut it here and he's a player, this may flip out and then the collar's off. So the longer you can leave it, the better. You don't want it flapping like this. That would not be cool. So now that we've talked about how that's going to fit on your dog, okay, his head through here. When the system is turned on here, this is going to be flashing green every so often. It's not going to be a solid green that it's like it is when it's fully charged because it's not plugged in. It's only going to be flashing green. Now when you give any sensation from the remote, this will flash red. So don't be alarmed. Don't think it's losing its charge. It's just flashing because you're communicating with the collar itself. So how we turn the collar on is there's a little red dot on the remote. There's a little red dot on the collar. You line these two things up. Now you're going to line them up and you're going to do this. And right when you see the green light come on, you take them away. Okay? So you're going to see the red light come on first, right now. Okay, you take it away. You put the green, you line it up, green light. If you were to leave this on, it will start to flash green fast, and that means you're reprogramming the system. You don't want to do that. So you want to line it up and take it away. Line it up and take it away. Okay? That's how you turn this on. Now, once the system's on the dog, you're going to want to press the test button and make sure it vibrates. When it vibrates, as you see the red light come on, you know that the two are communicating with each other. Okay? And then you're ready to start your training with your pup.